March is coming to an end and the college baseball season is heating up as the Fairfield Stags, sitting right at 11-11 on the season, host the in-state opponent in the Yale Bulldogs, who are sitting at 13-8 this afternoon. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. I'm Matthew Benestad. It is a nice and sunny day on the campus of Fairfield University, and Cookfield is shining bright. The question is, who will shine brighter in this game between the Stags and the Bulldogs? We got 9 innings to find out and answer that question. Let's see who the starters are for both teams. Starting first with Yale, leading off the center fielder, number 28, Caden Dassa. Batting second, the left fielder, the junior, number 1, Garrett Larson. Batting third and playing third base, number 5, Jack Dower. In the cleanup spot, the right fielder, number 24, Chris DePrima. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 10, Colin Sloan. Batting sixth and behind the plate, number 12, Bryce Miller. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 8, Davis Hanson. Batting eighth, the DH, number 40, Matt Hutchinson. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 13, Jackson Hayes. And on the mound for the Bulldogs is number 4, Matt Perch. And for the Stags, leading off, the center fielder, number 22, TJ Smallsy. Batting second, the right fielder, number 17, Matthew Bucciero. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 2, Luke Nomura. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 14, JP Kuzek. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 23, Jake Hardy. Batting sixth and behind the plate doing the catching, number 29, Dom Camara. Batting seventh and playing first base, number 13, Connor Scanlon. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 3, Luke Spencer. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 5, Nolan Colby. On the mound for the Stags, the sophomore pitcher, number 31, Jack Sheldon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the national anthem and first pitch at 3 p.m. coming up. Stay tuned. We are back here at Cook Field for this afternoon's game between Fairfield Stags and Yale Bulldogs.
31,
Jack Sheldon, the starting pitcher for the Stags. Last outing was against Central Connecticut State last Tuesday in that win against the Blue Devils. Back at it here for a home game on this beautiful sunny day against this Yale Bulldogs team that come into this game 13-8 overall, 4-2 in the conference. Highest, best hitter is Chris DePrima, right there, cleanup hitter in 354. Right, Garrett Larson right there was 350, so they have that power in their bats. Let's see what they can do against Sheldon today. For Sheldon getting his final warm-up pitches in. Take a look at the Stags defense. From left to right in the outfield, you got Hardy, Schmalzi, and Bucciero. Across the diamond, you got Spencer, Nomura, Colby, and Scanlon. And then you get Dom Camara, the transfer from Hofstra, doing the catching for Jack Sheldon. This lineup put together by head coach Bill Courier, who reached his 900th career win last week against Central Connecticut State. So the Stags back home at Cook Field for the first time in a week, looking to continue the home winning streak against their in-state rival in the Yale Bulldogs. We'll be back with the first pitch any moment. Here we go. The game is started, and Caden Dosa, the center fielder for Yale, stepping in the box to lead things off. Dosa batting .329 so far this season, and 79 at-bats. 7 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs. So he has that power to lead off this lineup for the Bulldogs. Sheldon getting set on the mound. Sheldon winds up. He delivers. Foul tip for strike one, and the game is underway. Sheldon starting things off with a fastball. Got right past Dosa for strike one. Jack Sheldon, the sophomore pitcher out of Simsbury, Connecticut. The 0-1 up high. Evens count out at 1-1. Last week against Central Connecticut, Sheldon got the win in 3 innings of work. Gave up 3 hits and 3 runs. The 1-1 off speed down there for strike 2. Caught Dosa chasing. So far in this early first at bat, Sheldon's got the fastball working, got the curveball working. Now the 1-2. Now the curveball and sends Dosa down. First out. Beautiful off speed by Sheldon to take care of the leadoff hitter. Now in comes Garrett Larson for the Bulldogs. Larson, the junior, out of Fairfield, Connecticut. So playing in his hometown. First pitch in there at the knees for strike 1. The 0-1 from Sheldon. Larson pops one up on the right field line. Bucciero calls off Colby and takes it away for the second out of the inning. Good communication there by that senior outfielder in Bucciero, calling off his second baseman for the second out of the inning. Now next up for the Bulldogs is Jack Dower, the third baseman, a sophomore from Royal Oak, Michigan. Sheldon's first pitch in there for a strike at the letters. Sheldon's really got his off-speed working on all three of the hitters he's faced so far. The 0-1 flied out to shallow right field. Colby calls off Bucciero this time and takes it away for the third out of the inning. Sheldon gets out of it with a 1-2-3 and sends to the bottom of the first to see what the Stags can do against this Yale pitcher. We'll be back with the Yale defense after this break.
Leading off for the Stags, the center fielder.
We are back here for the bottom of the first inning. On the mound for Yale, the freshman pitcher in Matt Poach. Making his fifth appearance so far this season. Last outing was against Iona where he got the win in only a third inning of work. Give him 2 hits and no runs. First batter he'll face is TJ Schmalzy, the center fielder for the Stags. First pitch from Poach. In there for strike one at the knees. Schmalzy batting just under 300 so far this year. Played in all 22 games for the Stags. And Schmalzy rips the 0-1 to shallow left field. Incoming is Dose, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Right fielder, number 17, Matthew Bucciero.
So Schmalzy hitting, fly out to center field, leads up to Matthew Bucciero, the right fielder. Batting .333 so far this season. First pitch from Poach, upstairs for ball one. Bucciero just last week got the career record for home runs on Fairfield with 41 as he fouls the 0-1 back to the screen. So Poach up on Bucciero. Excuse me, it's 1-1, even count. Blows a fastball right by him for strike two. Bucciero lead on that one. Bucciero has 6 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs this season. And he's having at-bats. Takes the 1-2 upstairs to even the count out again at 2-2. 2-2 from Poach. In the dirt, making it a full count. So Bucciero worked his count back up to 3-2 after being down in the count earlier. The full count outside for ball 4. A good at bat from Matt Bucciero sends up Luke Namira, the shortstop, with one out of the inning.
Number 2, Luke Namura.
Namira batting 286 so far this season in 84 at bats. Has 6 doubles and 5 homers. The sneaky power from the Stags shortstop hasn't been on display so far. Bucciero dancing off first, but doesn't go anywhere and goes back to the base. First pitch to Namira is a strike at the knees. The Stags being patient in the box, not being aggressive at the first pitch, seeing what Poach has. Poach checks on Bucciero at first. He's in there safely. Poach, he sets. Bucciero dances. Poach checks on him again. Bucciero is 11 out of 12 on stolen bases so far this season, so he has speed on the bases. The 0-1's upstairs. They even count out 1-1 on the mirror. Bucciero getting his signs from head coach Bill Courier on the third base line. He's been dancing all at bat. He's dancing again. And now Poach throws the first, now has Bucciero in a pickle. And he's got him out. So 3 pickoff attempts finally pays off for Poach, and they take down Bucciero on the base pass. A base runner mistake for the Stags leads to the second out of the inning, and Namura has a 1-1 count with no one on. The 1-1 is down low. So 2-1 now to Luke Namira. Two ones outside, making a hitter's count for the Stag shortstop. Poach sets, delivers the 3-1. Namira fouls it out of play. So we got 3-2, 2 outs. No one on. After Bucciero got caught in a pickle after the pickoff attempt. The 3-2 from Poach. In the dirt, goes to the box stop. So ball 4. 2 walks in the inning, but only 1 guy on. Sends up the designated hitter and JP Kuzek. Kuzak hitting .241 and 79 at-bats this season. So Namira on. 2 guys out. The first pitch to Kuzak is up high for ball 1. The 1-0. Kuzak drives on the left field. Larson takes a few steps to his left and comes away with the catch. So 2 walks for Fairfield, but no damage. Poach gets out of it. The 0-0 game heading to the second. We'll be right back after this break. We were back here at Cook Field. So 2 scoreless innings for both Fairfield and Yale in the first. Sends up Chris DePrima, the right fielder for Yale, the cleanup hitter, the junior out of San Diego, California. Prima, the best and strongest hitter on this Yale team. Hitting .354 in the 21 games he's played this season. 2 doubles, 29 hits. Sheldon's first pitch inside for ball 1. Sheldon had a very clean first inning. 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Had his pitches working, fastball, off speed. The 1-0 inside for ball 2. So Sheldon behind the count 2-0 on DePrima. The 2-0 is flied out to Bucciero. And right, calls off Colby and takes it away for the first out of the inning. So that's 3 flyouts to right field in the first 2 innings. And the communication between Colby and Bucciero has been on point so far today. So next brings up Colin Sloan, the shortstop. He's batting .333 this season. First pitch in there for strike 1 at the knees. Sloan, the junior from Bel Air, Texas. Fouls one back to the backstop. So Sheldon on up on Sloan 0-2. So Sheldon gets set. Tries to put Sloan away on 3 pitches. The 0-2. Outside for ball 1. The off-speed didn't set in there for Sheldon. Still up on the count 1-2. Sloan, 3 doubles and a home run on the season. 1-2 hits him. Sends Sloan to first base. Gives the Bulldogs the first base runner of the afternoon. Fastball ran just a little too inside for Sheldon there. Right now he walks up the mound, resets, and attacks Bryce Miller, the freshman catcher. So Miller hitting .260 in his first year with the Bulldogs. Gets the first one, fouls it back into the parking lot for strike 1. Miller, the freshman out of San Diego, California, went to Mount Carmel High School last year. Sheldon with a pickup attempt, but Sloan gets back there safely. Sloan back, dancing off the bag. Another pickup attempt. Close, but Sloan gets his hand in there. So Sheldon keeping good eye on the shortstop on first base. 2 straight pickup attempts. Now he delivers the 0-1. In there for strike 2 at the bottom of the zone. So Sheldon up 0-2 on Miller. Looking to punch him out in 3 pitches. Another pickup attempt. Sloan gets back in there safely. Sloan. And the off speed by Sheldon sends Miller down. A beautiful Sweeping slider across the zone. Fools Miller for the second out of the inning. Another pickoff attempt by Sheldon. Really, he's trying to keep Sloan on the bag. Sloan 6 for 9 on stolen bases this season. As next batter in Davis Hanson, the first baseman for the Bulldogs, steps in the bag, fouls the first pitch for strike one. So the 0-1 from Sheldon to Hanson. Outside on the dirt for ball one, even the count up. Hanson, the senior first baseman out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Batting .213 so far this season. The 1-1, another pickoff attempt. Sheldon really trying to keep Sloan tight to that bag, not going anywhere. So 1-1 from Sheldon. Upstairs, a little high for ball two. A good spot on that 1-1 count. But Hanson has a better eye. Puts him ahead of the count 2-1. Little bit better. And gets a call from the umpire to even the count up. 2-2 on the pitch just at the top of the zone. So 2-2, 2 outs. Sheldon. And Hanson flies it out to Schmalzi. He's under it. And he's got it for the third out of the inning. So 1-1 on, but no damage for the Yale Bulldogs. 3 outs since the bottom of the second. And the Stags bats look to get hot. We'll be right back after a short break. We're back for the bottom of the second inning as Jake Hardy's leading off for the Stags. Goes Hardy, Camera, Scanlon in this second inning for Fairfield. Hardy, the sophomore to Sudbury, Massachusetts. The first pitch from Poach. Hardy drives one down the third base line. It's fair. 6 inside the bag. It rolls on the line. He's going for 2. Jake Hardy with a stand-up double to lead off the inning for the Stags. A beautifully placed hit right down the third base line and inside the bag as it rolled down the line, and Hardy standing on second for the catcher and Dom Camara. So Hardy on second. Poach sets for the first pitch to Camera. Camera flies one high. In foul territory on the left side. Shortstop and Sloan calls off. Dower at third for the first out lead in. So Poach can settle in after that double. Got that one out.
13,
Now Connor Scanlon, the first baseman, steps in the box. Scanlon, the sophomore out of Holmes, Pennsylvania, looks in for the first pitch from Poach. It comes. Up high for ball one. Off-speed curveball couldn't set into the zone. Scanlon head of the count early. The 1-0. Scanlon flies it out to Dasa. Shallow center field, but Sloan calls off Dasa to make the behind-the-back catch for the second out. So two back-to-back flyouts to the Yale shortstop. And Luke Spencer is going to wants to try to drive in Hardy in second base. So Hardy hit a double, but he's just standing there. And now Yale's got 2 outs and can get off the field with no damage. But in steps Luke Spencer. Takes the first pitch from Poach for a ball. Spencer, the grad student out of Lehman, Pennsylvania. Batting around 200 so far this season. Takes the second pitch inside for ball 2. So hitter's count on Spencer. Trying to do something with Hardy standing on second. The 2-0 from Poach. Downstairs for ball 3. Spencer being patient at the plate. I'll watch this pitch go. Up 3-0. So in there right down the middle for strike 1. To make it a 3-1 count. Poach settled back in. Found his groove. Spencer now sees a strike for the first time. The 3-1. Spencer fouls it back. Make it a full count. The 3-2, 2 outs. Luke Spencer trying to get something done. Jake Hardy waits patiently on second base. Poach trying to get an image with no damage. The 3-2. Outside for ball 4. Spencer is on board. And it brings 2 guys on base for the non-hitter and Nathan Colby.
Second baseman, number 5, Nolan.
Excuse me, Nolan Colby. Nolan Colby, the second baseman. Trying to make some magic with 2 outs. So Hardy on second, Spencer on first. 2 outs for Nolan Colby. Colby takes the first one inside for a strike. Tough pitch to hit on the inside corner as a lefty. Poach up 1-0-1 in the count. The 0-1's ball down in the dirt. Evens the count up at 1-1. Colby, the sophomore out of Amherst, New Hampshire. Fouls the 1-1 back to the net. So Poach up 1-2 in the count. 2 outs and left to get us in unscathed. So 1-2, 2 outs. Hardy on second. Spencer on first. Poach delivers. Colby flies in the left field. Shallow left field. Sloan calls off. Takes away from third out of the inning. Stags strand 2. Poach gets out of the jam. And sends to the third. Still a 0-0 score. We'll be back after the short break. Two innings down, and the third inning starts with Matt Hutchinson, the designated hitter for Yale. Jack Sheldon still on the mound for the Stags, looking strong. Hutchinson, the freshman out of Dallas, Texas, steps in the box to face Sheldon for the first time. First pitch, in there for a strike, throws it right past Hutchinson with his fastball. Sheldon delivers the 0-1. Another fastball blown right by Hutchinson. So 2 pitches, 2 fastballs, 2 strikes. As Sheldon looks to set down Hutchinson in 3 pitches. And now the 0-2 gets thrown, and it hits off the knob of the bat of Hutchinson and goes to the mound. Sheldon picks it up and throws it to first. A play that rarely happens, where the pitch hits the bat, goes into fair, and that's a 1-3 putout. So Hutchinson getting checked out by the trainer. So umpire sends a warning to the Yale head coach as he was barking at about a forearm injury, with a mark, but the game moves on after Brian Ham, the head coach, gets a warning by the home plate umpire, sends up the 9-0 hitter for Yale, and Jackson Hayes. So a little crazy situation there with a weird way to get a put out. But warning set to Yale. And Hayes up 2-0 over Sheldon. Jackson Hayes, the freshman out of Wiley, Texas. playing second base tonight. The 2-0 inside for ball 3. So Sheldon behind the count 3-0. Fires in there for strike 1. So Hayes still has that hitter's count. And delivers the 3-1. Hayes flies one to shallow left field. Namiro calls off. Hardy coming in for the second out of the inning. So 2 batters, 2 outs for Sheldon as he's worked through the full lineup for one time. Sends it back to the top of the lineup in Caden Dasa. Dasa struck out his first at bat in the first inning. Looking to change in his third. Takes the first one for a ball down low. The 1-0 from Sheldon. Line down the third base line and fair! Just past the bag. Dasa run from second to throw from Hardy, not in time. Dasa with a stand-up double. And trying to get some 2-out rallying for the Yale Bulldogs. A beautiful line drive double right down the third base line. As Dasa gets his first hit of the afternoon. And the first hit for the whole team as it broke up the no-hitter of the first 2.5 innings for Sheldon. So Dawson with the first hit for Yale today. Sent it to Garrett Lawson, the left fielder. First pitch to Lawson, outside for ball 1. Lawson flew out to Bucciero in the first inning. Trying to bring in Dasa from second. But he swings and misses on a curveball down low. Evens count up at 1-1. Dasa trying to get out of the 1-1 from Sheldon. In the dirt. Good stop by Camara to keep Dasa at second. So Lawson up on the count, 2-1. Sheldon trying to get out of the inning unscathed with no damage. The 2-1 from Jack Sheldon. Looked back at Dasa. Sets and fires. Outside for ball 3. So Lawson has a hitter's count over Sheldon. The 3-1. And Lawson sends one to deep center field. Schmalzi goes back, gets under it, and gets it for the third out of the inning. Dawson's joining at second. A little controversy over a hit by pitcher and out. But the Stags and Sheldon gets out of it and keeps the Yale Bulldogs scoreless through 3. We'll be back after this short break. We are back here at Cookfield. Bottom of the third for the Fairfield Stag leads off with the top of the lineup and TJ Schmalzi. Schmalzi flied out to center field in the first inning, looking to try to get his first hit of the game this afternoon. Matt Poach still on the mound for the Bulldogs. Sends the first one in there for ball one inside against Schmalzi. The 1-0. Downstairs in the dirt for ball two. So Schmalzi up in the count early. Over Poach. The 2-0. Outside for ball three. Schmalzi being patient this at bat. Waiting for his pitch. As we'll have the stop sign on. 3-0. In there for strike one. With the off speed. Schmalzi getting the green light now. Seen it. Now he's trying to connect and drive it somewhere in the gap. So 3-1 from Poach. Schmalzi lines it right over the shortstop's head. Lawson fields it cleanly, throws it in, but TJ Schmalzi's on board with the first hit of the game for him. Brings up Matthew Bucciero, the right fielder. So Schmalzi with a hard hit single into left field. Now Bucciero's on board, up to bat. After getting walked in the first inning, looking to connect on something here. First pitch from Poach. Upstairs for ball one. Bucciero made that mistake on the base paths back in the first, getting caught in a pickle for the first out. Now he's trying to make up for it. Now pickup attempt over to first, trying to get Schmalzi, but he's back in safely. So Bucciero up 1-0 on Poach. The pitch. Bucciero drives one. And it was a setup to be a perfect double play, a 5-4-3 double play. But Dower at third fields it and overthrows. Hayes at second goes into right field. Schmalzi advances to third. Bucciero gets on first. So runners on the corners for Luke Namira. No outs. The Stags want to capitalize here. So back-to-back singles. Leave men on the corners for the Stags shortstop. Leo swings through the first one. Strike one. So an error was given to Dower on that play. The 0-1 outside to even up the count at 1. Pick up attempt over to Bucciero. He's back in safely. Poach back on the mound, look for a sign. Gets set. The 1-1. Curveball didn't curve, so it went over the head of Namiro for ball two. So Namiro up in the count. Trying to get the Stags on the board first here in this third inning. 2-1's outside for ball two, about 3. So Poach resets. Gets ready to fire the 3-1. Namira ready to drive his somewhere. 3-1. And it hits Namira. That loads the bases for the DH and JP Kuzek.
The DH, number 14,
So hit by pitch
JP
over Namira.
Kuzek.
Leads up to JP Kuzek. Just trying to get the score going for the Stags. So Schmalzy on third. Boucher on second. Namira on first. Brings out the Yale coach to talk to his pitcher and Poach. Huge opportunity for the Stags here. Bases loaded, no outs, in the bottom of the third inning. With the cleanup hitter stepping up to the plate. So this is Chris Wojcik, the pitching coach for the Bulldogs, talking to his starter, giving some more time for the bullpen to warm up, and he pulls Poach. So new pitcher coming in for the Yale Bulldogs. We'll have more information on him after this break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're back here at Coke Field. Pitching change getting wrapped up. New pitcher for Yale is Alex Wong, the sophomore from New York. Pitched in 14 games last season for the Bulldogs. with 2 starts, tossed 25 innings, recording a 3.6 ERA. So one of the stronger arms out of the Bulldog bullpen, hoping to come in and clean up what Poach has let up in this inning. But the first batter will face is the designated hitter and J.P. Kuzek, trying to break through for the Stags and get some runs on the board. So Kuzek steps in to face a new Bulldog pitcher. Takes the first one upstairs for ball 1. Wong sets, fires to 1-0. Up and in for ball 2. Kuzak being patient with his new pitcher, waiting for his pitch. The 2-0. Inside for ball 3. So 3-0 to J.P. Kuzak. Walker bringing a run. Kuzak has yet to see a strike. The 3-0. Inside for ball 4. Schmalzi comes jogging in. The Stags take the first lead of the game. 1-0 after the bases loaded walk.
Left fielder number 23, Jake Hardy.
That brings up the left fielder, Jake Hardy, who had the double back in the second inning. Hoping to do that again and bring in some runs. So the first pitch drops in for strike 1 on Jake Hardy, the sophomore transfer from Penn State. The 0-1. High and inside for ball 1. Evens count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base is still loaded. Buchero at third. Namiro at second. Kuzak at first. Hardy fouls the 1-1 back. So Wong up 1-2 on the Stags left fielder. The 1-2. In the dirt, Hardy swings away and gets the first out of the inning for Yale. So the curveball got the best of Jake Hardy for the first out of the inning. Sends up the catcher and Dom Camara. Camara flew out to shortstop, but back in the second. Faces Wong for the first time. And watch the first one down low for ball 1. Just below the knees. So let it go. Tries to get his first hit of the game this afternoon. The 1-0 up high for ball 2. So Camera being patient, waiting for his pitch. Wong wants a new ball. He gets it. Wong sets, fires a 2-0. Downstairs, ball 3, just below the zone. So Camera up 3-0 on Wong. A walk will bring another run for the Stags. The 3-0. Inside ball 4. It's a 2-0 lead on the Stags off 2 bases loaded walks. And Wong is in a little bit of a jam here. Buchiro comes in to score. Namira goes to third. Kuzak goes to second. Cameron gets to first. So no hits in this inning. Or two singles to start off with Schmalz and Buchero, but since then, you got a hit by pitch and 2 walks to give the Stags a 2-0 lead. And another player's beaten on the mound. And the Stags batter is the first baseman in Connor Scanlon.
The first baseman, number 13, Connor Scanlon.
Scanlon flew out to the shortstop back in the second. A hit will drive in 2. Wong's first pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Scanlon has sought it. Now we want to try to connect on one. Driving a few runs. The 0-1. Scanlon checks it. And he went around. Says the first base umpire. So no 2 count to Connor Scanlon. And Wong is up on the count. Wong sets. Fires the 0-2. Ball drops in the dirt for ball 1. So Scanlon trying to fight back. Wong still up 1 and 2. He sets and he delivers. Scanlon over to Sloan. To Hayes. Over to first for a 6-4-3 double play. And the Yale gets out of the jam with limited damage. Stags up 2-0 by the double play from Yale. Gives them some momentum heading into the top of the 4th. We'll be right back after a short break. Back at Cook Field for the top of the 4th inning. That's the third baseman, and Jack Dower will lead off for the Yale Bulldogs. Dower popped up to the second baseman back in the first. Hasn't been back to play since.
The third baseman, number 5, Jack Dower.
Sheldon's still on the mound. Working smoothly for Fairfield. 1 hit allowed. Heading into the top of the 4th. First pitch, low and outside for ball 1 on Dower. The 1-0, outside for ball 2. No action in the Fairfield bullpen just yet, so this is Sheldon's game to pitch. The 2-0. Just outside. for ball 3. So Sheldon, a little off control in this first step out of the 4th inning. And it's a 4-pitch walk for Jack Dower. They get the first runner on board for the Bulldogs in this 4th inning.
24, Chris DiPrima.
Sends up the right fielder and Chris DiPrima. Cleanup hitter. Flew out to right field. Back in the 2nd inning. As now Stags will get some action going in the bullpen. But Sheldon's first pitch to Prima in there for strike 1 at the knees. Sheldon clips the bottom of the zone. Making a 0-1 count on the Yale right fielder. Pick of attempt. Checks the runner, but he's back in safely. Ball 1 evens it up the count on ball 1 strike. Sheldon resets on the mound for his attack against the Yale's cleanup hitter. Dower dancing off first, not going anywhere. The 1-1 in there for a strike on the outside corner. So Sheldon up on the count, over to Prima, 1-2. Sets the pitch, line drive, just over the glove of Colby playing second base. Dower advances to second. A beautiful opposite field line drive for DePrima. And Yale has something going here in the 4th inning.
Shortstop number 10, Colin Sloan.
Brings up the shortstop and Colin Sloan. Got hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. Has a chance to do some damage here in the 4th. 2 guys on, no out. It's got Sheldon in a little bit of a pickle. Corners in. Middle infield's back. First pitch low. Ball 1. The 1-0 from Sheldon. Down low again, ball 2. Sheldon just missed in the bottom of the zone. Sloan has that good eye to lay those off. Now comes pitching coach Chris Tilton for the Stags to talk to Sheldon after he has had a shaky start to this 4th inning. Tilton trying to buy some time for the Stags pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Sheldon reaching his limit soon. Pitched 3 innings against Central Connecticut State last week in the win on Tuesday. He's at 3 innings now, hoping to get through this 4th one. Some mound are broken up. Sheldon reset on the mound. And we're back to play. Sloan away in 2-0. Sheldon fires. Sloan driving to Schmalzy. Right at him for the first out of the inning. Schmalzy came in 3 steps. And the ball's right at his chest. That's the out that Sheldon needed to reset, regroup. And now he's one pitch away from getting out of the inning. A hard hit ball by Sloan, but right at the center fielder in Schmalzy. So 1 out brings up the catcher and Bryce Miller. Miller 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the day. Takes the first pitch from Sheldon outside for ball 1. The 1-0. Miller drives one over the head and the mirror on short. Dower gets hold up at third. It makes the bases loaded after the single from Bryce Miller. A nice piece of hitting into shallow left field. Sends up Davis Hansen, first baseman for this Yale Bulldog team. Got himself a bases loaded situation to try to get those runs back from last inning that the Stags tacked on. Dower at third, DePrima at second, Miller at first, and the first pitch to Hansen's outside for ball 1. One out of the inning. Huge opportunity for the Bulldogs. The 1-0 from Sheldon. Ball 2 in the dirt. So 2-0 count, Hansen up. A quick meeting with Camera and Sheldon to talk things over. So Sheldon looking over his signs. He sets. And he fires a 2-0. Fouled back. Camera under it, and he gets it. A huge foul out to get 2 outs a inning. The ball looked like it was going out of play, and it tailed back into foul ground. Dom Camera gets under it for the second out of the inning and sets up Matt Hutchinson, the DH. A huge second out of the inning for Jack Sheldon. And if he can get out of this inning unscathed, that'll be huge for the Stags. First pitch of Hutchinson in there for strike 1. Now Hutchinson, last at bat, grounded out to Sheldon when the ball hit his knob on the bat. Created some controversy over that. Swung right through the 0-1 to make it a 0-2. So Sheldon, one pitch away from getting out of this jam in the 4th inning that the Bulldogs created. The 0-2, 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Bulldogs. Sheldon fires. In there for strike 3! What a fight that Sheldon put out. Yale had bases loaded, no outs, and they came away with no runs. Jack Sheldon gets out of the 4th inning unscathed. What a huge strikeout for Jack Sheldon. If that's the end of his performance, what an ending. 4 innings, no runs, 3 hits, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th inning after this quick break. We are back for the bottom of the fourth inning.
Baseman number 3, Luke
Leading off
Spencer.
is the third baseman for Fairfield, and Luke Spencer. Took a walk back in the second inning. We're facing Alex Swong for the first time this afternoon. Stags still lead 2-0 after that huge performance in the fourth inning by Jack Sheldon to get out of the baseless jam. And first pitch hits Luke Spencer. So one pitch and already a Fairfield batter on base.
Second baseman number 5, Nolan Colby.
Sends up the second baseman and Nolan Colby. The 9-hitter for the Stags team. Fairfield trying to tack on a few more. Put the pressure on Yale even more. The first pitch to Colby, squares to bunt, pulls away, ball outside. So Dower playing on the edge of the grass now. In case Colby squares to bunt again. Spencer dancing off first. The 1-0. Colby doesn't square. It's in the first strike to even up the count. One ball, one strike on Nolan Colby. He squares the bunt again, pulls away. Ball's outside, 2-1. So Wong looks back, Spencer on first. He sets for the 2-1, he fires. Colby attempts to bunt, misses it for strike 2. So evens the count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Colby will most likely be swinging away. The 2-2. Downstairs in the dirt for ball 3. So full count on Colby. The 3-2. Foul back straight. Colby stays alive. Fights off the off speed from Wong. The 3-2 once again. Right through Colby for the first out of the inning. Colby goes down swinging. Sends it back to the top of the lineup. And TJ Schmalzy, who singled and scored last inning.
TJ Schmalzy.
So Schmalzy facing Alex Wong for the first time this afternoon. One out of the inning. Spencer dancing off first. And a pitch clock violation was called. So we're making a 1-0 count for Schmalzy. First one of the game for either team. So 1-0. The pitch from Alex Wong. And the second hit by pitch for the Stags this inning as Schmalzy trots to first after getting one on the elbow. So Spencer goes to second, Schmalzy on first for the right fielder and Matthew Bucciero.
Matthew Bucciero.
Bucciero had that single, an error. Last inning and came on score on the walk. Looking to add some more on right here. First pitch from Wong. Upstairs and at his head. Boucher had to lean back. Ball 1. So Wong having some trouble with his control. Try to settle in here. Being down 1-0 to Bucciero. Upstairs for ball 2. Bucciero looking for his pitch. Being up in the count 2-0. Wong fires. The 2-0's up there. Making a 3-0 count on Matthew Bucciero. Inside for ball 4. So 2 hit by pitches and a walk. Loads the bases once again for the Stags for the second straight inning.
The shortstop, number 2, Luke Nomura.
The bases loaded for the shortstop and Luke Namira. Namira with a walk and a hit by pitch so far this game. And now time is called, as looks like Alex Wong might have some sort of injury or tweaked his body somehow. So trainers head out to the mound. Namira waits for his at-bat. We'll be right back after a short break. Looks like Wong is okay to keep going. They just need a little breather. But anyhow, he's got bases loaded for the slugger and Luke Namira. So Spencer on third, Schmalzi on second, Bucciero on first. Namira steps in, ready to do some damage. First pitch over the head of Namira for ball 1. Off speed that didn't drop in. So the 1-0. Namira swung right through it to even up the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind has died down here on campus. The 1-1. Up high for ball 2. Namira trying to add on to the Stags' lead with his first, trying to get his first hit of the game. The 2-1. Fouled over to the dugout on the left-hand side. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on the shortstop. This will be a huge out if Alex Wong can get it. A huge opportunity for Namira if he can take advantage. And a soft ground ball to Sloan. He fields it. And he gets Namira at first, but not as Luke Spencer came in. So a 6-3 grind out for Namira, but an RBI grind out for Namira as well to extend the lead to 3-0. So Spencer came in, 3-0 lead for the Stags. Now second and third for the designated hitter and J.P. Kuzak. 2 outs now for Kuzak. First pitch upstairs for a ball. Kuzak a fly out and a walk so far today. Drives to 1-0. Fouled on left-hand line. Straighten that out, and that would have been gone. But anyways, it's a 1-1 count now. Schmalze on third. Bucciero with a big lead off second. And with that big lead, second baseman Hayes saw it, ran to the base. Quick pickoff attempt, but Bucciero back in safely. So 1-1 to Kuzak. The pitch up high for ball 2. A single will bring in 2. Kuzak trying to do his job and extend the lead for Fairfield. The 2-1. Up high to bring it to a 3-1 count. So Kuzak with a hitter's count. The 3-1 from Wong. Ripped, caught. No, it's not caught. Dower dropped the hardline drive at third base. And for right now, the run scores. Schmalge's in, Bucciaro's on third. And it's a single for Kuzak. But Yale head coach Brian Ham out there pleading his case with the field umpire. Now all 3 umpires are going to come together and chat about it. His case is that he was transferring the ball from his glove. But let's see what the umpires will rule this play down. If it stands, it's an RBI single for J.P. Kuzak. If it's overturned, the Yale will come out of the inning, only giving up 1. Call stands. That's an RBI single for J.P. Kuzak. The Stags take the 4-0 lead. Bucciero's on third. Kuzak's on first. After that infield single, hard hit line drive, dropped by Dower. So some bickering with the home plate umpire and Yale coach after that play. Bucciero dancing over at third. He's back in safely. Bucciero playing with Wong on the mound. And you also have Jake Hardy in the box for Fairfield trying to add on to this lead. 2 outs. Runners in the corners for the Stags. Now, Yale head coach Brian Ham playing a little cat and mouse game, walking out a little slower than usual to the mound. Has some words for the field umpire. After that call, and he's just staring right at him. He's not even talking to his players. He just wants to talk to the umpire. Now this cannot go well for Brian Ham. Home plate up or out, and this could go south. He wants to talk to the umpires. He's not there to talk to his players. He's still mad about that missed call on Kuzak. So Ham still on the mound. Always saying some words to the umpire. And with all that, a new pitcher comes in for Yale. So 2 outs in the 4th and a new pitch and change for the Bulldogs as Alex Wong comes out. We'll come back after this break with new information on the new pitcher. Stay tuned.
Left fielder, number 23.
So we're back after the pitch and change. New pitcher for the Yale is freshman Nick West. He has to deal with Stags left fielder and Jake Hody. 2 outs, runners on the corners. And Hody with a double and a strikeout in his 2 appearances today. First pitch in there, outside for ball 1. Already looking to tack on to this Fairfield lead. The 1-0 is down there for ball 2. First outside, second ball down low. As Hody waits for his pitch. A 2-0. In there for strike 1. Slider sweeps in. West trying to bring this one back. Still down 2-1 on the Stags left fielder. 2-1 just outside for ball 3. So hitters counting on Hody now. Look when the drive want to find a gap. The 3-1 from West. Hody rips one down the left field line. It gets down. It brings in Buccio from third. And Hody has a second of the game and his first RBI. A beautiful line drive down the third base line. The second time for the game for Hardy. And the Stags tack on another one.
The catcher,
Now lead
number
5-0.
29, Tom Camera.
That brings up the catcher and Dom Camera. First one gets away from Miller. Rolls to the backstop. Both runners advance 90 feet. Kuzak goes to third. Hardy up to second. And Camera looking to tack on even more to this Fairfield lead for the back half of this game. So 1-0 count on Dom Camera. 1-0 up high again. Ball 2. Now all this will lead back to that controversial play where Dow dropped the line drive. That led to an RBI. Now leads to one more and possibly more. So 2-1 count on Camera. Stags have scored 3 this inning. Ball up high to create a hitter's count for the Stags catcher. The 3-1 from West. Outside ball 4. So another bases loaded opportunity for Fairfield. As it's Connor Scanlon, the first baseman, trying to
Baseman, number 13, Connor
extend the lead
Scanlon.
even more for Fairfield. So Kuzak on third, Hardy on second, Campbell on first. First one's outside in the dirt for ball 1. Patience has been a key for these Fairfield batters. Taking first pitches, making the Yale pitchers work harder later in their bats. The 1-0. Swung through it. Scanlon swung through it to even up the count 1-1. The 1-1. Swung through it again. The off speed caught up to Scanlon. And West is one pitch away from getting out of this inning. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. West delivers. Scanlon flies it high to shallow left field. Larson comes in, calls off Sloan for the 3rd out of the inning, but not until Fairfield scores 3 to push a lead to 5, heading into the 5th inning. We'll be back with Sheldon still on the mound for the Stags, heading into the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. 4 innings down, 5 to play here at Cookfield. Stags lead 5-0 after 2 big innings. Last 2 innings, but now Jack Sheldon still on the mound for the Stags. Facing 9-1-2, leading off with Hayes, the second baseman for Yale. Jackson Hayes, freshman, 0 for 1 today. First 2 pitches, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hayes flew out to shortstop back in the 3rd inning. Trying to get on base right here. Sheldon trying to deny it. 1-1 inside to ball 2. So Hayes up in the count, 2-1. Sheldon delivers. Drives one, drops down in front of Schmalzi in center field for a base hit. The 9-hitter gets on base for the Yale to spark some magic here in the 5th inning. Now brings up the leadoff hitter in Caden Dassa. 1 for 2 today. Strikeout and a double. Sheldon trying to walk through this 5th inning. Got it unscathed. First pitch to Dassa, outside for ball 1. Action still up in the Fairfield pen. Looking like this might be Sheldon's last inning. 1-0 outside for ball 2. So Dassa up in the count, 2-0. Hayes on first. Pickup attempt. Hayes gets it back in safely. A 2-0. Outside for ball 3. Dassa will have the stop sign on to see strike for the first time. Sheldon sets, he fires. In there for strike 1. Dassa has seen it now. Now he'll get the green light to connect and try to drive it. A 3-1 from Sheldon. Hit him in the back of the head. So 2 guys on for Yale, no outs in the top of the 5th inning. A single and a hit by a pitch.
Left fielder number
As
1,
Hayes on second and Doss on first. This brings out Fairfield coach Bill Courier to make the pitch and change. But a very impressive outing by Jack Shelton. 4 innings of work. No runs. 4 hits allowed. As he gets an ovation from his team and fans in the stands. Final line for Jack Shelton. 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 Ks. 1 double allowed on 66 total pitches. A very impressive outing. As we'll take a break here. On this side of the break, we'll have information on who the next pitcher is for Fairfield. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Cook Field. Top of the 5th inning. Yale got 2 guys on base for the left fielder and Garrett Larson. But he'll face the new pitcher, the left-hander, and Will Youngman. The senior out of Dallas, Pennsylvania. Didn't pitch at all in 2023-2024. Appeared in 15 games with 1 start last season. And he's grounded right through the middle. And Hayes rounds home and he'll score easily. Yale gets his first run on the board. Off a single up the middle by the left fielder and Garrett Larson. So 1 pitch, 1 run
Baseman, number 5, Jack
for Yale in this 5th inning. Off the new pitcher and Will Youngman. First pitch on Jack Dower. Ball inside. So 1-0. Youngman sets. He fires. Line drive. It's set down fair at the left field line. Dasha scores these from second. It's a slide-in double for Dower in second. And Neal's got 2 guys on in score position for the cleanup hitter and Chris DePrima. So Dasha scores on the double down the line. Dower moves to third.
Right fielder, number 24, Chris DePrima.
Brings up the cleanup hitter and Chris DePrima with 2 guys on. DePrima fouls one off himself for strike 1. So Larson on third. Dower on second. An 0-1 count to Chris DePrima. The 0-1 from Youngman. Got away from it outside, went to the backstop. Larson comes and scoring on the wild pitch. Brings this game up to 5-3. All 3 runs coming in this 5th inning for the Bulldogs. Dower moves up 90 feet to third. The count evens up 1-1 on DePrima. So the Youngman set for the 1-1. He delivers. Line up the middle, right to Schmalzi. He catches it. Dower is tagging. Throw, 1 hop. Bounces away. Yale brings us up to a 1-run game. It's 5-4 Stags. Fairfield gets the first out of the inning, but not before Yale brings us to a 1-run game. So bases are empty. Yale cleared them and scored all 4 runs this inning. 1 down for the shortstop and Colin Sloan. Youngman sets and fires. Pitches down low for ball 1. The 1-0. In there inside for strike 1. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 from Youngman. Sloan goes chasing with a pitch in the dirt. Youngman goes up in the count 1-2. 1-2. Popped weakly to shallow right field. Colby runs back, calls off Bucciero for the second out of the inning.
The catcher, number 12.
So a
Bryce
quick 2 outs
Miller.
after Yale put up some damage early in the inning. And Youngman trying to get the Stags out of this fifth inning. Still with the lead. Brings up the catcher in Bryce Miller. Miller 1 for 2 today. Single strikeout. He lines with the Bucciero. Bucciero goes chasing. He ran out of the room. Bryce Miller, the freshman catcher, ties this game up at 5 with a beautiful opposite field home run. And just like that, the Yale Bulldogs come back from a 5-0 deficit. A beautiful piece of hitting from the catcher, Bryce Miller there. The ball just kept carrying over Bucciero and ended up going over the wall in right field to tie this game up for Yale. So now Davis Hanson takes the first one for a strike. So no 1 count. The pitch liner. 1 hop off the glove of Luke Namiro into the outfield. Picked up by Schmalzi. So hit after hit after hit for the Yale Bulldogs this 5th inning. And the pressure has been put on the Fairfield Stags now.
The DH, number 40, Matt.
With the game being tied at 5. And the DH and Matt Hutchinson coming up is 0 for 2. Now it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter here for Yale. It's number 9, Owen Turner, sophomore from Oxford, Michigan.
Yale, number 9, Owen Turner.
So a new designated hitter for the Yale Bulldogs after Hutchinson went 0-2 in the first 4 innings. Try to get some more life for the Yale, but Youngman's trying to shut that down this inning and come out with the limited damages he could put in. First pitch outside for ball 1. Now on deck is Hayes, who started off this inning. Youngman's 1-0 is in there for strike as Turner swings through the curveball. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Owen Turner. One. Up and outside for ball 2. So 2-1. Down low for ball 3. And Turner's got a hitter's count on Youngman. The 3-1. Upstairs for ball 4. So Yale is battling around as it goes back to Jackson Hayes. And pitcher goes Chris Tilton will walk out to the mound to talk to Youngman. A completely new game here at Cook Field after the Yale Bulldogs has put up 5 in this 5th inning, still threatening with 2 outs. With 2 guys on and Jackson Hayes stepping in the box. So Hanson on second, Turner, the pinch hitter, on first.
The second baseman, number 13, Jackson Hayes.
So Hayes will face Young Man for the first time this afternoon. Singleton scored earlier this inning. First pitch, he drives one. Deep left field. Hardy giving chase. He's at the track. He tracks it down right at the wall. But not like that, just like that. Yale ties this game up and creates a whole new game for the back half of this afternoon. Yale 5, Fairfield 5. The Stars have work to do to regain that lead. We'll be back right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
The third baseman.
Bottom of the fifth inning here at Cook Field. It's Luke Spencer, the third baseman, leading off for the Stags. Whole new game here in the fifth. After that huge top of the inning by Yale, putting up 5. But Spencer trying to get things going for Fairfield. As he lets one go for strike 1. Eight, 9-1 for Fairfield this inning. Spencer, Colby, and Schmalzy. Spencer takes this 0-1 inside for a ball. He evens the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick West still out there for Yale. Sends the 1-1 up high for ball 2. So Spencer worked the count back up to his favor. Trying to start off the inning for the Stags to regain that lead. Drives one right to slow net short. He dives on the ground and catches it for the first out of the inning. Hard hit ball, but right at the Yale shortstop for the first out of this bottom of the fifth.
Second baseman, number 5, Nolan Colby.
So it brings up the Stags second baseman and Nolan Colby. 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout. First pitch from West to Colby. On the inside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 from West. Fouled straight back. Out of play for strike 2. The 0-2 from West. Outside and low for ball 1. Colby being patient. Trying to work the count back into his favor and get it on base. The 1-2. Into right center field. DePrima calls off Dawson and takes it away for the second out of the inning. DePrima had a good chase on it and got it just in front of the track.
Center fielder, number
So a line out and a
22,
fly out
TJ
leads to 2 outs in the inning for the center fielder and TJ Schmalzy. Back up to the top of the order. 1 for 2 today with a single and a hit by pitch. Has scored in the last 2 innings himself. Stags looking for some 2-out magic with the leadoff hitter. Nick West looks in, gets assigned. He fires. Schmalzy missed it and sends it high. Flying in the infield. Sloan calls off everybody and takes it away. So 1-2-3 inning for Nick West and the Yale Bulldogs. And they look to take the lead for the first time at the top of the 6th. And a new pitcher is headed for the Stags. We'll have more information coming after this break. Top of the 6th inning here at Cookfield. New pitcher for the Stags is junior Alex Frank from Marlboro, New Jersey. Transfer from Fairfield to Fairfield from Hobart. ERA just over 2 this season. In 10 appearances. 1-2 on the record. 7 walks to 11 strikeouts. And he'll face leadoff hitter and Caden Dawson. He was 1 for 2 with a double and a hit by a pitch. And right away, Dawson is up 2-0 over Frank. The 2-0 in there at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Yale batting around the lineup last inning, scoring 5. And getting 5 hits. See what we can do to try to get the lead in this inning. Dawson having the hitters count is a good start. So the 3-1. Frank delivers. In there at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. So Frank started off 2-0, fought back to get to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Caden Dawson. Upstairs for ball 4. And the leadoff hitter is on for Yale. Sent it to the left fielder in Garrett Lawson. One for 3 today with a single and 2 flyouts. First pitch to Lawson is the ball outside. Frank made 20 appearances last season at Hobart. Struck out 25 hitters. Sends the 1-0 inside, almost hit Lawson for ball 2. So 2-0 on Lawson. In there for strike 1 at the knees. Lawson steps out. Frank resets. Pick off attempt. Dawson gets back in safely. The 2-1 on Garrett Lawson. In there for strike 2 on the inside corner. So Frank has worked back from being down in the count. Now it's even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Line the opposite way for a hit. Buccio fields it. Dawson moves up 90 feet to second. And Lawson gets his second single of the game. Now it's 2 on and no out for the third baseman and Jack Dyer.
Number 5, Jack Dower.
Dower, 1 for 2 today with a double and a walk. Frank trying to get out of this little jam here. But now hits Dower right on the elbow to lower the bases. It's the third time that Dower's on base today. You got Dawson on third, Lawson on second, and Dower on first for the cleanup hitter and Chris DePrima, and no outs in the inning. First pitch is in there at the knees for strike 1 on DePrima. Yale looking for the first lead of the game. The 0-1. And it's gone to back to Frank. And he throws it to Camaro for the first out of the game. So 1 out and no runs have scored for Yale. As it sends up the shortstop.
The shortstop, number 10, Colin Sloan.
The shortstop, number 10, Colin Sloan. Sloan is 0 for 2 today with a hit by pitch. On base once, he grounds one foul to the left field line into the bullpen of Yale. So a great play by Alex Frank to get DePrima out. Or DePrima on first, but get the lead runner and Dawson out. So DePrima gets the single put in the book. But a good defensive player by the pitcher. So no 2 count on Colin Sloan. The 0-2. Sloan to Bucciero and right. He gets it. He winds up. He throws. A slow. Not in time. Just short. And Lawson comes in with the tag up. Sloan gets the go-ahead RBI to lead us 6-5 for the Bulldogs. A beautiful throw, just short from Bucciero. An even better slide by Lawson as he comes in to take the lead for the Bulldogs. Now it's Bryce Miller taking a strike from Frank. Miller had A solo home run last inning. An opposite field shot over the head of Bucciero. Now grounds on that third base line, picked up by Spencer. He throws across the diamond in time to get Miller out. 5-3 put out, but not before the Yale Bulldogs take the first lead of the game, 6-5. On an RBI sac fly off the bat of Colin Sloan. We'll be back after the short break, and Fairfield has work to do to regain that lead. Back here at Cook Field for the bottom of the sixth inning. Stags find themselves down for the first time this afternoon as Yale leads 6-5 as Matthew Bucciero tries to get things going for Fairfield here in the sixth inning. Bucciero one for one today with 2 walks. Takes the first one up high for ball 1. Takes the next one in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the Stags, super hitter Bucciero. He drives one deep center field. Dasa goes back. He's just watching it go. Matthew Bucciero ties this one up with 1 swing of the bat. Bucciero flawlessly hits this one to the deepest part of the field. Ties this one up at 6. The power of Matthew Bucciero comes through and makes it a whole new ball game for the Stags. Up next is Luke Namiro, fouls on backhanded play for strike 1. The 0-1 to Namiro. Leaves it up high for ball 1. Evens count up at 1-1. Namiro skies this one high. Shallow center field. Dawson coming on. He gets under it. Puts it away. So fly out to center field for the first out of the inning. Brings up the DH and J.P. Kuzek.
J.P. Kuzek.
Kuzek, 1 for 2 today with a single. Hasn't come out and scored yet. First pitch. West gets Kuzek on the off speed. Strike 1. So 1 out. And Kuzak skies one high to shallow center field. Sloan calls everyone off now for the second out of the inning to send up the left fielder and Jake Cody.
Left fielder, number 23, Jay Hardy.
So back-to-back flyouts to shallow center field. Brings up Hardy, who's 2 for 3 today with a double, single, and a strikeout. Trying to get some 2-out magic in for the Stags. Takes the first one down the middle for strike 1. The 0-1 from West. Slice foul down the left field line. Hardy down 0-2. So 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nick West trying to put down the Stags in the 6th inning. But laser one low and outside for ball 1. The 1-2 from West. Up high, but ball 2. Hardy worked this count back to even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Making West work on the mound. The 2-2. Hardy fouls it out of play on the first baseline. So Hardy not going out without a fight. Trying to get his 3rd hit of the afternoon. The 2-2. Hardy check swing foul on left field line. Who's going to win the battle? Will it be West or will it be Hardy? The 2-2. In there! Oh! And Hardy check swing. First base umpire said he did not go. So Hardy works up to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It looks like that pitch was just off the plate too, so it wasn't on the call, it was on the swing. But that one is just at the bottom of the zone. Hardy goes down looking to end the bottom of the 6th, but that's not before Matthew Bucciero strikes with a solo shot to deep center field to tie this game up. 3 minutes to play here at Cook Field. It's a tie game. It's anybody's game. We'll be back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Top of the 7th here at Cook Field. Davis Hansen leading off
The
for the
first
Stags.
baseman,
Yale has 7, 8, 9. Hansen, Turner, and Jackson Hayes. Alex Frank back out there, trying to get some easy work in the 7th inning. First pitch, Hansen swung right through it. Strike 1. Fastball at the lower bottom of the zone. The 0-1. And it hits Hansen. So another hit by pitch for Yale. They get the first guy on base. Now it looked like he might have leaned in to the pitch there,
the DH.
but no call from the umpire. So first guy on for Yale. Next up is Owen Turner, the designated hitter who came in for Hutchinson last inning. First pitch low for ball 1. The 1-0 in there for strike at the bottom of the zone. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Frank trying to get us in and unscathed. Get through this Yale bottom of the order. The 1-1 blew it right past Turner for strike 2. It's the 1-2 from Frank. In there for strike 3. Got Turner go down swinging for the first out of the inning.
The second
So
baseman,
1 down brings up the second baseman and Jackson Hayes. 1 for 3 today, 2 flyouts and a single. Hansen off first. First pitch to Hayes in there for a strike. Camaro threw it down the first, try to get the back pick, but Hansen in there safely. So no 1 count to Jackson Hayes. Frank Setzi fires. Just inside for ball 1. Evens count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. In there at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Frank up in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to set down the 9-hitter for Yale. Pick of attempt. Hansen gets in there safely again. So Frank resets on the mound. Gets set. Fires to 1-2. Ground ball back to Frank. Over to Colby. Over to Scanlon. A 1-4-3 double play to get the Stags out of the inning. What a defensive play by Fairfield to keep this game tied. Get out of the inning and head to the bottom of the 7th to try to regain that lead over Yale.
The Connecticut Lottery is a proud
2.5 minutes to play. A tie game here at Cook Field. Don't go anywhere. It's a close one. Bottom of the 7th inning.
29, John Camera.
Yale 6, Fairfield 6. Fairfield are 6, 7, and 8 coming up this inning. Dom Cameron leading it off. Nick West still on the mound for the Bulldogs. Camera, he's 0 for 1 today with 2 walks. Trying to get his first hit of the afternoon. First pitch from West. Down low for ball 1. West is coming to the game relieving Alex Wong, and he's done a great job. 1 run, limited the damage from Fairfield. The only real hit being Buccio's home run. Camera swung through the 1-0, so 1 ball, 1 strike now. Couldn't go around all the way, so checked himself, but didn't hold up. So 1 and 2 count on Camera. As I was saying, Nick West found his groove and stuck with it and set down the Fairfield hitters as he set down Dom Camera on the off speed right there. Froze him up on the curveball for the first out of the inning.
First baseman, number 13,
So 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Stanley.
Sends up the first baseman for the Stags and Connor Scanlon. Scanlon is 0 for 3 today. Looking for his first hit. Get something going in the 7th inning for the Stags. Watches the first one outside for ball 1 from West. The 1-0. Just outside for ball 2. So 2-0 count on Scanlon. West sets, he fires. Up and outside for ball 3. Scanlon trying to get on base for the first time today. The 3-0 from West. Outside ball 4, and Scanlon works his way to first base on a 4-pitch walk. Brings up the third baseman, Luke Spencer, who's 0 for 1 today with a walk and a hit by pitch.
Luke Spencer.
First pitch is Spencer down low in the dirt for ball 1. So time is called as Miller walks out to the mound for a players' conference to talk to his pitcher in West after 5 straight balls. And now the coach comes out. Coach Ham for the Yale comes out to talk to his players as well. This could mean a pitching change. I can't see if there's any action in the bullpen. But yes, it does. Brian Ham goes to his bullpen with 1 out in the 7th inning. As Nick West stays done, giving up 1 run to the Buccio home run last inning. We'll take a break here and come back with information on the new Yale pitcher. Don't go anywhere. We're back after the pitch and change here at Cookfield. New pitcher for Yale is the senior from Golden, Colorado, Ethan Lewis, who will face the Stags third baseman and Luke Spencer. Scanlon on first base after the walk given by West. Now it's Lewis. The side armor. First pitch to Spencer is in there for a strike. Stags trying to get back the lead this inning. The 1-1 foul back on Spencer. So 1-2 count. Lewis looks back to Rano. He sets. He fires. Outside, ball 2. Evens count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spencer looking for his first hit of the game. He's got a walk, hit by pitch, and a line out. The 2-2. Spencer drives one. Down the field line, but foul. Hooked it foul. So if you straighten it out, it would be gone into the trees on the left field fence, but count stays 2-2. Spencer trying to get his first hit of the afternoon. 2-2. Spencer to center field. Dosser steps back, but comes back in for the catch and gets his second out of the inning. So fly out to center field for the second out of the inning. Brings up the second baseman and Nolan Colby.
Second baseman, number 5, Nolan Colby.
Colby 0 for 3 today with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Lewis trying to get out of the inning. Limited damage to none for Fairfield. Keep it from going to the top lineup. And Scanlon runs. Throw in time. Bryce Miller shoots down Scanlon to keep this game tied going into the 8th inning. 2 innings of baseball left to play. It's a tie game here at Cookfield. Don't go anywhere. This will get exciting. Stay tuned. Top of the 8th inning here at Cookfield. It's a new pitcher for the Fairfield Stags. The sophomore Nick Kelly gets the rock for the 8th inning to deal with the top lineup from Yale. And Caden Dosick, Garrett Lawson, and Jack Dower. So up first is the leadoff hitter in Dosa. Dosa 1 for 3 today with a double and a hit by pitch. Takes the first one in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. 2 more innings of baseball left to play here this afternoon. Early on, it looks like this will be Fairfield's game all the way through, but Yale said not so fast. Scored 5 runs. 6 in the 6th inning. They tie this one up. 1 run apiece in the 6th to make it what it is now. Yale 6, Fairfield 6. A 1-1 count on Caden Dosa. Nick Kelly deals. Up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. On the leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs. The 2-1 from Kelly. He deals. Dosa drives one right center field. Bucciero and Schmalzi calls off Bucciero for the first out of the inning. So 1 down in the 8th inning. Picked up Garrett Lawson.
The left fielder, number 1.
2 for 4 today. With 2 singles and scored twice. Lawson came in on that sac fly by Dower in the 6th to give them the lead before Bucciero tied up with a home run. Takes the first pitch from Kelly for a strike. So 0-1. Kelly sets and fires. Outside ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike on the Bulldog left fielder. Kelly, the sophomore from South Burlington, Vermont. Deals 1 down. Foul ball on the third base line. Luke Spencer picked it up just left of the base. So turns the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lawson. Kelly didn't appear in a single game last season for the Stags. He appeared in 5 this year. Ball outside to even the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lawson. The 2-2. Foul back to the screen. Lawson fighting. Kelly trying to take down. Two balls, 2 strikes on Garrett Lawson. Kelly deals. Liner, 1 hop off the grass and over the head of Luke Spencer into left field. Hardy picks it up. Lawson takes the aggressive turn, but back to first he goes. It's a 1-out single for Garrett Lawson. Leading it up to the third baseman and Jack Dower.
The third baseman, number 5, Jack Dower.
Dower 1 for 3 today with a double and a walk. Also hit by pitch. Kelly sets, looks back to the runner, checks on him, but he's back in standing. Kelly sets and fires. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. 0-1 on Dower. So 1 strike on the Bulldog third baseman. Kelly checking on the runner again, but he's back and standing. The 0-1. Kelly sets, fires. Ball in the dirt. Evens count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 from Kelly. He sets and deals. In there for strike 2 on the outside corner. So 1-2. Kelly looks in, gets the sign. He sets, looks back the runner. Over the first to check on the runner. He's back. Kelly digs in, gets a sign, and sets again. The 1-2 to Jack Dower. He goes. Runner goes as well. Foul down the left field line. So Lotion has to head back to first. Count stays the same. 1 ball, 2 strike. So Kelly has another 1-2 over Dower. Checks on the runner once again. Make sure he's staying tight to the bag after he attempted to steal on that last pitch. The 1-2 to Jack Dower. Kelly sets. He deals. Nope. Another pickoff attempt. Lowers it in. Safely. One, two again. He fires home. Liner, right to Spencer. Spencer, back to Scanlon. The ball gets away. Scanlon picks it up. Fires to second. Lawson gets there safely. So almost a double play. But the Bulldogs get out of it. But no matter what, 2 outs for Fairfield. Lawson gets to second base on the thrown error from Spencer. So Lawson on second for Chris DePrima, the cleanup hitter. Stepping into the box. 2 outs. Nick Kelly sets on the mound. Looks back to runner and deals home. DePrima, grounder to Demure. One hop to Demure, picks it up over the Scanlon. Foot on the base and gets the third out of the inning. A clean 8th inning for the Stags. No runs for the Bulldogs. And Fairfield trying to get back in the lead to take this one away from the Bulldogs. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 8th just after this break.
Second baseman, number 5, Nolan Colby.
It's the bottom of the 8th inning here at Cook Field. And if you just tuned in, you missed a lot. Stags went up 5-0. Yale came back, storming back to tie the game up. And now this sits 6-6. In the bottom of the 8th, Stags look to take the lead and fish it out strong. It's Nolan Colby, who was in the box when Scanlon got thrown out of the inning. Last inning. So he'll have another at bat this year. Clean at bat. Started off 0-1 with a foul. Then the right field line. The 0-1 is outside for ball 1. So you got Colby, Schmalzi, and Bucciero due up in the bottom of the 8th for the Stags. The 1-1. On the outside corner for strike 2. Ethan Lewis still dealing on the mound for Yale. Came in last inning in relief of Nick West. The 1-2. Outside for ball 2. Colby working this count even on Lewis. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A 2-2 from the side of down low, ball 3, full count. Colby worked back from being down in the count to being up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lewis sets. Ready for the 3-2. He deals. Colby dribbles a swan down the baseline. Lewis picks up in fair territory, but bobbles it, and it goes foul. So a fair ball is called, and it's an infield single for Nolan Colby. And the Stags gets a first base runner on board in the 8th inning. And the leadoff hitter and TJ Schmalzi walk into the plate.
TJ Schmalzi.
Schmalzi getting the sign from head coach Bill Courier. Colby on base for the first time this afternoon. Schmalzi trying to get something going for Fairfield and get the lead. First pitch from Lewis. He squares the bunt, pulls away. Back pick attempt on Colby, but he gets back in safely. 1-0 count on Schmalzi. Trying to advance Colby to second base, get him in score position for Matthew Bucciero on deck. The 1-0, squares the bunt again, he drops it down. And a win-win for Fairfield. He dropped it down, and Bryce Miller, the catcher, couldn't pick it up to throw it to first. So Colby Vetz is the second, and they get Schmalzi get on first. So 2 guys on, no outs for Matthew Bucciero, who hit the bomb to dead center last in the 6th inning.
Right fielder, number 17.
So Schmalzi just trying to get a sacrifice bunt to get Colby in score position. Gets himself on first base with a misplay from Miller. So 2 guys on, no out for Matthew Bucciero. Bucciero swings to the first one. Strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. So Colby on second, Schmalzi on first. Bucciero steps in. Ready for the 0-1. Lewis sets. He deals. Bucciero takes this one low at the bottom of the zone for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike on the Fairfield power hitter in Matthew Bucciero. The 1-1. Bucciero fouled this one back to the screen. So Lewis up on Bucciero, 1-2. Bucciero timing up the sidearm release out of Lewis off the mound. The 1-2 from Lewis. He sets, he fires. Bucciero swung through it, goes down swinging. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. As Luke DeMiro, the shortstop, comes up for a chance to give the Stags the lead. A single does it. A single scores Colby from second. So 1 out, 2 guys on for Fairfield. Luke DeMiro in the box. First pitch to Lewis. DeMiro drives one. Deep left field. Back goes Larson. It's gone! A go-ahead 3-run home run from Luke DeMiro off the scoreboard in left field. And the Stags take a 9-6 lead. Luke DeMiro, the hero for the Stags this afternoon. Changes the game completely in the bottom of the 8th. A 3-run bomb from the Stag shortstop off the scoreboard in left field. Stags lead 9-6 now. JP Kuzak, the designated hitter, takes the first pitch as a ball down low. Second pitch inside for a ball. So JP Kuzak up 2-0 on Lewis. A 2-0 from Lewis. Outside for ball 3. So Kuzak waiting for a strike. We'll take this pitch here to see what Lewis has. Kuzak has a single and a walk so far this afternoon. 3-0, right down the middle for a strike. So here's this count on Kuzak. Now he's got the green light to swing. The 3-1 from Lewis. Kuzak takes it inside for ball 4. So another base run on for Fairfield with 1 out, and incoming is Jake Hardy, the left fielder. He's got a single and a double and 2 strikeouts this afternoon. Jake Hardy looking for the first pitch to Lewis. Kuzak on board. First pitch down low for ball 1. Kuzak leading off first base. Hardy ready for the 1-0. Lewis delivers. In there at the bottom of the zone at the knees for strike 1. Hardy let it go. And evens the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. It's the Stags left fielder. Hardy flies it high. Playable for Hayes at second base. He takes the catch for the second of the inning. Kuzak returns to first. Hardy to the dugout. And it sends out the catcher and Dom Camara. Camara is 0 for 0 today. 0 for 2 today with 2 walks. Those 2 times he got on base. But still looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Takes this one inside for strike 1. The 0-1 from Lewis. He sets and delivers. Inside. A little too far inside. So ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the catcher, Camara. And Camera drives one. Center field, but Dawsa underneath it for the third out of the inning. But that doesn't matter as Luke Namira puts the Stags up top with 3 outs to go with a 3-run home run to deep left field. Stags lead 9-6 over Yale. Yale down to the last 3 outs. Don't go anywhere. The Stags looking for the win here at Cook Field. One more inning to play here at Cook Field. Stags up 9-6 thanks to the 3-run home run last inning from Luke Namira. But a new pitcher for Fairfield to try to close this one out and get the final 3 outs is junior Ryan Mirano from Bellingham, Mass. ERA just under 3 this season and 9 appearances. First pitch to Colin Sloan. It's a ball up high. So Fairfield got the insurance runs that they needed last inning. Now Mirano trying to put it away. First 2 to Sloan is two balls, so 2-0 to the Yale shortstop. The 2-0 up high for ball 3. So Mirano trying to settle into this game. But it's down 3-0 to Sloan. The pitch. Up high for ball 4, and Sloan is on base. Brings up the catcher and Bryce Miller, who's 2 for 4 today with a single and a home run. That's the last thing that Mirano wants to give up now is another home run to the freshman catcher, but first pitch to Miller in there for a strike. So after 4 balls to Sloan, he gets his first strike and settles in to Miller. The 0-1. High, pop up in the infield. Nomura calls that one off. He takes it, comes away with the catch for the first out of the inning. 2 outs away from taking the win against Yale. Sloan returns to first. Now Davis Hanson, the first baseman, has his last chance this afternoon to do anything for the Bulldogs. Smirano settled in after the first batter walk of the inning. Now here's Hansen. First pitch up it. First pitch ball up high. Another back pick attempt by Camara. But Sloan gets in safely. So 1-0 to Hansen. Mariano deals. Down low in the dirt for ball 2. So Mariano down 2-0 in the count to Hansen. Sloan dancing off first. The 2-0 in there for a strike. So Mariano is battling back. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Yale first baseman. The 2-1. Inside ball 3. So hitters count on Hansen. Trying to get a second hit of the afternoon. He's singled back in the 5th inning. Three balls, 1 strike. Mariano sets. He fires. Up high for ball 4. And a tying runner for Yale is coming to the plate. And Owen Turner. So Sloan goes to second. Hansen is at first after the walk. Owen Turner up to the plate, and we'll get a pitching mound visit from Chris Tilton, the pitching coach. Settling down Mariano, right, up 3, right, but you got the 8-9 hitters now in the lineup. And so just settle in, do his job, right, and focus on the batter. Don't focus on the guys on base. So Tilton gives his pitcher his bat, walks back to the dugout.
The DH, number 9, Owen Turner.
And that told him to focus on the DH and Owen Turner, who struck out his last at bat in the 7th. So Mariano settles back into his windup. He sets. Fires to Turner. Ground ball, Namiro. To Colby, over to Scanlon, not in time. So they get 1 at second, but they didn't get Turner at first. So 2 outs, runners on the corners for Yale, and it's Jackson Hayes come at the plate as the tying run. So double play almost got there. Mariano got the pitch, he got the play, but the speedy Turner beat out the slow transition that Colby had at second base. But 2 outs now as Fairfield is 1 out away from the win against Yale. First pitch is a ball outside to Jackson Hayes. Hayes is 1 for 3 today. Last at bat, he grounded a double play. The 1-0 for Mariano. Down low in the dirt for ball 2. Mariano steps off the mound, resets. Focus on the batter now. It doesn't care about the runners. The 2-0. Up high for ball 3. The 3-0 to Jackson Hayes. Mariano sets for the 3-0. He deals. Down low for ball 4. The bases are loaded for leadoff hitter Keaton Dossa, the center fielder, coming up as the go-ahead run.
Number 28, Keaton Dossa.
So Sloan's on third, Turner's on second, Hayes is on first. Dosa's at the plate for a chance to either tie the game up or take the lead with 1 swing of the bat. First pitch in there for a strike on Dasa from Myrano. So good start from Myrano. He's up in the count. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded. And the 0-1, Dasa sent it. Schmalzi coming in. He gets under it, and there it is. The Stags survive the jam in the 9th. Win this one 9-6. Thanks to the big swing of the bat from Luke Namiro in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Your final line for Yale.
Ryan Myrano gets the save. Gets out of the 9th inning jam. The Fairfield Stags take this one over the Yale Bulldogs. 9-6.
Ryan Maiorano picks up his 4th save of the season. Stags are on the road at Merrimack for Easter weekend.
The next game for Fairfield, they're on the road against Merrimack.
Game and have a great Easter weekend.
And they'll be back home at Cook Field against Army next Tuesday, April 7th. So they got 3 against Merrimack this weekend. We'll get to Army next Tuesday at Cook Field. That'll be all from Fairfield University's Cook Field as Fairfield takes the win of the Bulldogs 9-6 this afternoon. That's all from WVRF Sports. I'm Matthew Benestad. Enjoy your weekend and happy Easter. Thank you for tuning in.